All right. So, welcome to the Southern Oracle. Welcome again.
And I'm the orange.
This reading is for Virgo, Capricorn, and Capricorn, Virgo, and then Taurus. And the reading, so much has been said about and think about me and what does he think about me and what does she think about me. Well, we were just like, you know what? That. How about what does this person think that you think about them? Right. It's more so about what you think about them. Because sometimes it's hard to kind of get into the head of the person that you might be interested in or not interested in. Capricorn, that's a little warning for you. Not a warning, but it's actually quite funny. So that's what we're going to explore today. We're going to explore what it is that you guys, well, what the person that you are thinking about, what they actually think you think about them. Because who cares about what they think about you, right? So
Well, both are important.
both are important, but I feel like it's just overly stressed about what they think of you. You know what? You have your own feelings, and sometimes when you don't deal with the person, you don't know. They have their own perceptions about what the situation is like, which the way that we've done the cards so that you guys can get a little bit of a heads up. We've laid out the cards ahead of time as we usually do, and we've kind of gone through the situations and discussed them. So the way that the cards are laid out is this is what they think that you think.
Right. So this is by their perception. So this could be for cross watchers or the Virgo or Capricorn themselves.
Right, because Capricorn is going to be who's up first. So this is what they think you think in relation to them. So remember that. This is what they think you feel in relation to them. And this is what they think that you're doing in relation to them. Now, this is what you actually think in relation to them, how you actually feel in relation to them, and of course, what you are actually going to do in relation to them or what you are doing in relation to them. So Capricorn is first. What we've done is we've laid out the cards, head, heart, and foot. And then underneath would be Virgos. And then next would be Taurus. So when you see me switching the cards, that's the spread for said signs in that order. Okay?
Which we'll have it time stamped.
Well, we'll try. This is a live, so we'll just let you guys know. I mean, when you come in, come in. I got my phone here, so I'll try to help you out as much as I can. And with that being said, let us get started. So I've already explained the positions. I don't really need to go through it because we're going to go through the cards right now. Okay, so Capricorn. This was a funny one. We actually giggled quite a bit with this one. All right, so whatever your love interest is, I won't even say love interest. Let's just say the person that this is referring to. Again, this person could be, as a cross watcher, you the person watching for a Capricorn, or it could be a Capricorn watching this video. Okay? What the love interest thinks is that we got with the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Cups. Most strongly, what came to us is that the person thinks that you really are trying to work on fixing this relationship or something like that. This is what your thoughts are. Almost like you're stuck, feeling sorry for yourself with the Page of Cups. Or maybe just even working on an apology. You got the Eight of Swords here, so like this person thinks that you're trapped. And then when I think of the Eight of Pentacles, I always think of somebody who does the same thing over and over again.
Almost like an obsession card.
Right.
But with the Wheel of Fortune plus the eight, with the two eights, I want to say that they think it's circular.
Yeah, it's
circular thinking, that you just keep thinking about them over and over again, almost an obsessive type of
thought so pattern. with that stuck and that repetition and that Wheel of Fortune and circular motion, almost like this person thinks you're stuck in your feelings for them. Okay, but the funny thing is, with you, how you actually feel, Capricorn, is Seven of Wands. So whatever feelings that you might have for this person, you are actively fighting to block. With the Seven of Wands here, you are not, or whatever thoughts, like they think that you're trapped in your head about your feelings and your emotions, but that's not the case. I think that you are actively fighting off any thoughts of the person that come to you. You are actively doing that in your head. You like, if you get memories or anything about this person that comes to you, could be things that trigger it. Like,
so they might be right in a way that you are kind of trapped in your thoughts, but you're not. It's not like you want to stay there. You're fighting them. You're fighting it away.
Right. You're not staying there. And this one almost feels morose. It feels sad, like the person's trapped in their thoughts. And with the Page of Cups, it's like, because this can be like that loving, new romantic energy. They think you're stuck in these thoughts and you're just like mooning over them and really just kind of thinking about your feelings. But that's not the case with you. You really, what you're doing is any thoughts that come across this, about this person, or I say triggers only because sometimes the Eight of Wands will remind me of things kind of coming
Yeah.
at you. So, like, say if you see their name somewhere, you hear a song that you guys used to listen to, you're actively like getting rid of it. Maybe you've gotten rid of pictures, anything that kind of reminds you of this person that makes you think about them, you're actively getting rid of. That's what I see with your thoughts. You don't want to think about this person or anything that makes you think about this person. You don't want to have
Beating it off
anything
with a stick.
you don't want anything to remind you of this person. But it was really funny because you've been consistent throughout the whole reading. So, with that being said, how do you feel? Because how do they think you feel? Right.
Right. Okay.
Right. It's not about how you feel. It's about how they think you feel. We'll talk about how you feel in a minute. But they think with the moon here, the Ace of Cups, the Princess of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords, they feel
that you're in your feelings.
Yes, again,
You're
they
definitely
think that
thinking
you
in
have
your
like these
feelings.
deep emotions, and you're probably really sad with the Three of Swords and
And
the
you
Ace of
can't
Cups and the moon.
express how much you love them.
Right, and you want to tell them with that Princess of Pentacles, right? Maybe just like tell them that you care or how sad you are. That's what I get. They feel like that's what you're gonna do, right? Because Princess of Pentacles is also about action. So they feel like you just really feel like you want to talk to them and express how sad you are. But what you really feel, this is you, Cap, is a Three of Cups. To me, it couldn't be more stark how non-aligned you and this person are. You are in a Three of Cups mode. So I don't know if this person was an ex, maybe an ex, or as a karmic partner or something. And I say that meaning you were with them for a long time. Y'all don't see things the same way at all. Y'all are not on the same page. Whereas they think that you're in your feelings, mooning over them and the loss of this.
You're really out hanging out with your friends and chilling.
Yeah, you're in your heart, you're Three of Cups. You feel happy that this is over. You feel very celebratory that this is done. You got three, cups hanging to the sky. That's about as much toasting as I've ever seen. It's in the cards. Like, this is a lot of celebration going on here. And it's such a stark contrast to how they think that you feel. All right? So what are you doing about it, right?
What they think you're doing about it.
What they think you're doing about it.
Now, keep in mind that they believe that you're in your head, stuck in your head, and then you're in your feelings. So this is based on what they think you think and feel.
So with the Lover's card, the Ten of Cups, the Justice card, and the Three of Wands, to me, the Three of Wands is always a card about waiting, longing. This is your ships coming in card. And the Justice card is about balance, right? But also fixing, because if you look at Lady Justice, she wants to do the right thing, right? I think they think you're waiting for some type of opportunity to fix this relationship and make it right, to bring y'all back together. That's what they think.
Right.
If that's kind of like strongly the message I got for this. But Capricorn, what do you think? What are you gonna do? Right?
Well, you have the Chariot there.
And I love how its backside is facing this. It literally couldn't be more obvious that what you're doing is
getting
you're
the
getting
hell out of Dodge. No, but you're moving on. You're moving on.
Yes, and even with the starlight behind you at light speed, I think that you are quickly trying to get away from
warp
speed. It was like space, just because the horse's ass is just.
Well,
like,
he's in space. Yeah, he's driving at warp speed.
Yeah, like this is like your spaceship, and the Lotus Blossom. You taking all your good stuff because the Lotus Blossom has to do with spirituality. I think it's just like you're taking all your good stuff, all your peace of mind, really, with you, and you're doing it at light speed. You whatever hopes and dreams you have is the opposite way to whatever this person has. So I mean, with a sense of what this is, you and this person again couldn't be more different in how y'all view this situation, and this may be somebody that you left because they for some reason think that you're coming back, and you're not. And if we're talking to Capricorns who resonate with this, maybe you've talked to this person and they kind of express these kind of feelings like, it's going to be
definitely could be an ex, somebody that you left or will eventually be
leave.
leaving.
Yeah.
But yeah, they think you guys are gonna work it out.
Yes.
And I think you're happy that it's over.
Yeah, you are very happy that things are not.
And you don't plan. You have no plans on coming back.
Right. So if this hits home, if you talk to an ex and they're like, "We can work it out," and they start saying this flowery, moony, all we need is love with this cup here, this is probably who we're referring to. But if they feel like that, if you feel like the Three of Cups every time they're not in your presence, you feel like celebrating every time you think about not dealing with this person anymore, then this probably is for you. And just know that this person is,
I mean, you'll be able to tell because you're actively trying not to think about this person.
And trying to get away from them. Remember what you're doing is a chariot. And light speed, I mean, the stars are behind you. If you're faster than the sun, that's pretty fast. So, the stars. It just was funny. You're fighting off their thoughts. You're celebrating in your heart that you're free of them. You're getting the hell out of Dodge. And you're just like, oh, they're going to work it out with me. We're going to make this right. This is what they want to do. And they couldn't be further removed from you if they tried. And maybe that's why you guys broke up, because they just really don't see or understand where you're coming from. So that's Capricorn's reading.
And it's at 10:22.
10:22.
So we're going to go over to Virgo's reading.
Yep. And while she's switching those, I will switch these. Sorry, I got to scoot in. You guys get to see my jeans and the little cuffs.
They don't.
If you did, you'd be fine. This is Virgo.
Is this Virgo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, this is Virgo right here. Sorry, I had already turned that one over.
To turn the middle? To turn the middle?
No, I haven't done the middle. You could do the last two, and I do these two. Okay. All right, Virgo. Or person watching for Virgo. Remember,
it can go both ways.
It can, because it's just about what the love interest thinks you think of them.
And it's the energy we're picking up. Okay.
Right.
So,
and I have to turn these over real quick. Okay. All right. So, Virgo or person watching for Virgo. What does your love interest think that you think? Okay. They think, from what the message that we're getting with the King of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the King of Swords, and then the Ten of Cups. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I turned it over the wrong way. Ah. There we go. Because that's on the bottom line. The Chariot. Okay. So this is what this person thinks. From what I am getting from this. No, I turned this one over the wrong way too. See, this is all like a practice. This is like our first time doing the spread. So be forgiving or don't. It's fine.
Judgment.
It's judgment. That's right. Because remember, we've already laid the cards out, so we know which spread is which. There. Now, and I remember, you know what was funny, Virgo? I knew it was wrong because there were so many judgment cards in yours as far as what the person thought you thought about them. And I was like, there's judgments. There's some type of the energy of somebody feeling like somebody had made a decision about them. Okay, so let's just follow along where we are. So, King of Cups, Seven of Swords, the Chariot, and the Judgment card. What your person thinks that you think about in relation to them is, I feel like with the King of Cups being somebody who holds back their feelings, and right next to the Seven of Swords and the Chariot.
So it could be somebody who lies about their feelings.
Well, I don't know. I think they just feel like because the Judgment was like somebody made a quiet decision. That's almost what I get. Like, I think that they think, and this one was a little bit harder to parse out because there was a little bit of like up and down here. But I think that they think that you kind of silently decided to move on. That's what I think. I don't see this as sneakiness so much because the King of Cups keeps his feelings to himself for his own reasons, to control his emotions. I think that you made a judgment call. You decided, you know what? I'm moving on from this. Or not that you have.
This is what they think.
They think you have, right? Right. So they think that you kind of just quietly, because this is somebody who's stealthy, and the King of Cups keeps his emotions to himself, and here's a decision to move forward. I think that they think like you're going to leave, or you're on your way out the door, and you're not going to say anything to them. This could be emotionally, but I think it's thinking. This is what you're doing. You're leaving. You've already decided to leave. You already kind of walked out of whatever this relationship is. That's what they think you think.
Okay.
Like you're done with them.
Actuality, you're the emperor.
Right.
And I think it's less about you walking away from them and more about what you want to do with, you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. Right.
So you guys, they're right and they're not right. So this is what we got a lot of with the person you're dealing with, Virgo. Y'all are in Virgo or person watching for Virgo. Y'all are in sync with the way that the person's looking at it is very negative as opposed to the way that you are looking at it, which may be more positive. Whereas this person thinks that you're just going to leave them.
But you're still coming to the same
conclusions. Right. You're just arriving at it in different ways. So this person thinks that you're just kind of leaving their life and you're kind of done with them. That's what you're thinking. You're making a strategy to go. That's what they're thinking. And you are. But the reasons why you're doing it is not so much to keep things to yourself. It's because you're trying to take control over your own domain. Because the emperor is someone who has control of his own kingdom. So it's less about leaving somebody and more about maybe finding your own path and taking control of your own life.
Right.
That's what we're seeing with that. So the way that they feel
That you're feeling is basically that it's over.
Yeah.
Maybe that you're confused about your emotions. With the Six of Pentacles, that you don't want to share your emotions or anything with them
anymore.
Anymore.
Yeah. I think with the page of the Prince of Wands, page Prince, it's the Knight. Is the Prince the Knight?
It's the Knight. Yeah.
Okay, so the Knight because he's on a horse. We've got the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. I get very strongly you're done giving, because that's just right in the pretty much the darn heart of the matter. And with the emotions, good or bad, whatever emotions, I think this feels almost like an emotional roller coaster with the Prince of Wands, because this is something you're passionate about.
But you know what? I see also that with the confusion, because you got with the Knight, you still want to give. Oh, at night you want to walk away. The Six of Pentacles, you still want to give.
Right.
The Ten of Swords, you're done. It's over. Seven of Cups, you're confused. So I get almost that they think maybe you don't know what you want. Or from one minute to the next, it changes.
Yeah, I do. I think the underlying sense with them is just like, I think that you feel like you're done with this. There's still some lingering emotionality.
Yeah, it could be that lingering emotions. Yeah.
But for the most part, you're done giving to this relationship. That's how they think that you feel. Because I think it's just too much that has been given. Now, this is the impression I get from somebody who feels like this. Maybe you have given them a lot of cups over the time that you were with them. And now you're just like, I'm going to look and see what else is out there. That's just what I feel. Especially because, like I said, this person sees the same things or feels the same way that you do. But it's from a very negative aspect. So for this, it's like, okay, well, this person just wants to go off. They're done with all of the...
Wait, they want to be the Knight of Wands.
Right. It's something
sleep
lighter.
With other people and...
right, something lighter as opposed to the Seven of Cups, which feels a bit heavier because there's so much confusion around it. This is just like rearing up and ready to kind of go. We read all the cards together as a story, so it's not a past, present, and future. This just is what it is. And so for me, it feels like this is heavy as opposed to this one just kind of like chucking up the deuces kind of and just letting it go. And with this give and take right next to the Ten of Swords, they feel like emotionally you're done with it. You're done with the emotional confusion, with all the giving.
At least with giving.
With the giving, right. And if you've given 7 cups worth of love, or maybe this is what they've given you, you're done with the receiving of it too. You just literally want to rear up. That's what they see, okay? And how you really feel. This is really how you feel. You feel the same.
You got the Fool card there.
But, you can't see it. Yeah, you feel the same, but this is more selfish. Not selfish like you're doing it to harm them. Selfish in the sense that this is about you. You just want to find your happiness. That's what you're doing. The Fool is somebody who sets out on a journey because they feel compelled inside. It's like a spiritual journey that he's on. It's not to spite anyone. It's not despite someone or in spite of someone. They just are doing what they feel compelled to do. I think that maybe this was a situation you gave a lot, and now you're just like, you know what? I just want to find my happy place.
Right, but I want to say with the Fool, it could go either way because he is walking back into the spread. I mean, you may feel like it could be that you feel like you're foolish for wanting to go back with this person because you are confused. Or it could be that you just want a new beginning with or without this person, though.
Yeah, that's what I think. I feel like with the Fool, he picked up whatever, he cut his losses. Same as this Knight, Prince, whatever, of Wands.
And the Seven of Swords, too.
He cut his losses.
It's like a cut of the losses, yeah.
This is just somebody who's just like, come what may, I'm going to find my happiness. And this is his conscience.
Whether it lays with you or some...
Right. You're going to follow your conscience, your heart, what's inside of you that's leading you wherever it's going to lead you. You're going to go off a cliff if need be. You're going to cut your losses and let it go. No more give and take. You're done with all of that. You're just going to go wherever you're being led, basically.
So you're pretty much in sync with this person.
But they think the reasons are much more about them, and I think that what I'm getting is more about you.
What the Emperor's saying is definitely that it's more about
you. Right. This is, again, another card about self-focused. That's the word. self-focused decisions. These are not, it's not because of, and it's not in spite of, and it's not despite. You're just doing what's best for you. Whether the situation played out the way that they feel it did or not, you just feel like you're going to do what's best for you. That's
And
how
that's
you really
basically
feel.
what how they feel you're gonna, what actions they feel you're gonna take, or they think you're gonna take.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically saying the same thing, because you have the Star, you have the Six of Wands, you got the King of Cups, and you got the Nine of Cups, and it's basically saying you're gonna do and go with whatever makes you happy.
Right.
You're gonna follow your dreams and find your own personal happiness, because the Nine of Cups is about it can be about your own personal happiness.
Mm-hmm. I think that maybe you found less than satisfactory, grounds here, just less than satisfactory returns here with the Six of Pentacles, and so you went to go find your own happiness, and that's that simple.
But see, I think with this person, they may think your happiness revolves around another person.
Yes,
And the Nine of Wands is telling me no. That you still have your guard up, and you're not quite ready to go out dating. You just want to be happy in your own way. Find your own self and be happy. So I think with you guys, you're literally on the same page. They know what you're thinking, they know what you're feeling, and they know what you're going to do. They just may not fully understand the reasonings behind it.
All right. So now, what do they think you are going to do?
Did that.
I'm moderating. So I'm moderating as she's recording. I'm moderating. So that's me saying welcome, guys. We can multitask. We're going to have a live chat not too long from now. I can tell you why we decided to do a live, but you'll have to get that after we're done with these readings.
We did go.
Did we? Yeah, it just kind of saves on the uploading. We were having some issues with it. So I decided that we were just going to go live. I really don't particularly mind how many people are on it at the time we're going live. It's just to make sure that YouTube does the bulk of the cloud and not us. That's all. Okay? So, what they think you're going to do about it. We did?
Mm-hmm.
No, we did not.
I just did it.
Oh, while I was moderating.
Yes.
Okay, well, I want to give my little take on it if you guys don't mind. Because I think she said something about you getting your wish fulfillment. Again, selfish. This person's just like, they're going to get what they want. See this victory card? See, again, this King of Cups looking all content. See, yeah, he looks a little different than this one. This one looks aloof. But this one just looks as fat and happy with his foot in the water.
Oh, that's right. You do have two Kings of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did you have? Double Knockers?
I thought it was I thought it was, but it may not have been. That might have been another reading. They had two of the Seven of Wands that's coming up. So I think that you see how this king is just tickled pink. He got both his feet in the water, right? This is going after whatever makes him happy. That's what they're saying. They think you're just going to go out there and do whatever makes you happy, because in their mind, they either know, this is what I'm saying, they know that they didn't make you happy. That's where this feeling of they're just going to leave me and find somebody better. Like, that's what I get from this. Wish fulfillment. King of Cups tickling his toes in the water, and then victory and the star. Like, you just got nothing but roses around you, and there's almost a selfish, smug energy to it. They don't feel like, not that they don't feel like you're right for doing it. Maybe they just think you're going for somebody better because they weren't that good to you. That's just what I get.
It could be that they think, yeah, I said that before, that they think you're finding somebody better.
Yeah.
But with the Nine of Wands, I don't think so. I think this is all about you. You're still protecting your heart.
Yeah, with the Nine of Wands, what you're actually doing is you're guarded, and I don't think you're even ready for something better. You're still trying to deal with what, this is why I feel like whoever this person is, and this is how we know that this Virgo, whoever you were dealing with, or a person who's watching for Virgo, they didn't treat you all that well. And so you had this, when I say that you got the Fool in your heart space is the most important space. This was you deciding that you had to find what was making you happy. You're on a spiritual journey. So whoever this person was, when they're just like, well, they don't want to put anything in, you put in a lot. You must
Seven
have.
Cups.
Because now they're like, well, they're going to go do what makes them happy. Because I don't feel like this person made you that happy or gave you.
It could be that you're sorry about that, but that you're putting in to make somebody else happy. You're putting those Seven of Cups, because remember that you got that Nine of Cups there. Right. So it could be that you're putting your Seven Cups into somebody else.
It could be. There's such a
to make them happy.
There's an underlying and a little bit of annoyance, because theirs is very negative. Whereas with you, you're just trying to get yourself back together. That's what I'm saying.
Can I live?
Can I live? You're going to emperor.
Really
you're trying to get your world straight. You're trying to find your own spirituality and inner happiness, and you're guarded. And I think this person really hurt you without the cards telling me that.
Well, you got the 10 of
Swords, but I
swords, so
think
they
that's just
know that they hurt you.
right.
They feel that they've hurt you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like, honestly, even though they think you finding somebody better, because I don't think they treated you all that good, where you're really at is you're at a place of dealing with all the things that, all the challenges that you had to overcome, because they're still around you, battling them, and then trying to find some type of healing. You know what I mean? So that's what I see for this one. So if you're a Virgo who's dealing with somebody who treated you bad, or somebody who's a lover of a Virgo and they treated you really bad, feel like that's what resonates in this case. All right, so the next one.
So that's okay. We're gonna move on to Taurus.
Which was that? That's what time was that?
It's 25, 26.
25, 26. Nice numbers, nice numbers.
Yeah.
Taurus, here you come. Always with yourself in a reading. Do y'all ever have a reading? And I'm a Taurus, but do we ever have a reading where we're not in the reading? There's the Hierophant. Always in the reading. It's like we always gotta represent.
Just move this quick.
It's a bit unnerving. And Tauri, you are in the middle. I know it's Taurian, but sometimes they be like Tauri. Not unless we're some type of bacteria under a petri dish.
The top of this.
Yeah, I gotta get my lazy butt up to the top. You know what that entails? All this work. All right, so Taurians, we are the middle, so that way I could just switch one. We are the middle. Almost done. I guess I wanted our reading to bleed over into Virgos so bad. And you changed this one already. Yeah. Yep. This one should be here. Okay. All right, Taurians. My very patient bulls. Look at that spread. Looks a lot different, doesn't it?
Very colorful.
Yeah, it looks really different. So, Taurians, what does your person think you think about them? We had a really tricky time with this one. We did. So much up and down. This one was really up and down.
Well, this was an in-depth one I didn't see coming. So with what they think you think is that you're passionate about them and that you've kind of found your happily ever after, but you decided to leave them outside in the cold.
Yeah, they think that you want them, love them, but you made a decision to leave them alone. And I ain't gonna lie, Tori.
They are.
They're right.
They're right.
They're right. You do love them, and you do see this person as your equal. You do feel very connected to this person.
On a soul level.
On a soul level. But, okay, let's go through it, and then I'll tell you why I disagree with what this person's saying. Because, again, its perspective is everything, right? So
how they're feeling.
Heart space is 7 of Wands, the 10 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. How they feel that you feel.
Right. So how they feel you feel is that with the Queen and the Queen and the 10 of Cups is that you're almost like a match made in heaven.
Yes.
But again, with the 7 of Wands, it's saying that you're fighting that off. You're fighting those feelings that...
Darn it. See, I forgot that one.
That you're...
See, no, that doesn't make
that you're a
difference.
Perfect couple.
Right. You guys are a perfect match. And let me just mention this, because we have the 2 of Cups with these 2 women, and then we've got these
the 2 women. So this
could very well be a same-sex relationship.
So
okay?
Same-sex or heterosexual.
And I will say it could be a same-sex water and earth relationship, specifically because these 2 queens are showing up strong. Earth and water are coming in very strongly here. So I'm just saying that this may be a same-sex relationship between earth woman and a water woman.
Right.
Aqua woman, right. So they feel like you are like a perfect match. But you are so darn stubborn, fighting off this beautiful connection.
Oh, Taurus.
Oh, Taurus. That's what they think, right? They think you're fighting away. You're just throwing this gorgeous mess in the trash. Or, That's what they think you think. You're just
Maybe
like, I'm
taking
just
their love for granted, or
right.
your connection for granted.
Like, this person's perfect for me, but I don't want it. I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm gonna get rid of this. That's what they think you're thinking. Like, I know you're right for me, but I just don't want to do it.
And so
Whereas,
what you actually feel is
yeah,
the Two of Swords. So I think you're in two minds of it, for one.
mm-hmm.
But with the Two of Swords, as you can see, she's turned her back on her emotions. So they are correct in that sense. The moon is behind her,
The water's
and the
behind
water's
her.
behind
Yeah.
her, and she's turned her back on her emotions in order to think logically about the situation.
Yep.
So I think you guys are on the same page when it comes to that as
Yep.
well.
Yeah, but I think the reasoning again,
But it's not because you don't love the person. The Two of Cups tells me you love the person. But the reasonings behind why you don't feel like you should be together is what the person doesn't quite
right.
understand.
You're not throwing anything away. I think what's going on here is you see these two swords of logic just mimicking the justice card, diminutive of justice, are blocking the heart for a reason. These are the two swords of what's right. This is you doing, or what you have decided is what's right, and you're using it to keep your emotions in check. Okay, so you know this person is somebody that you love, but there's more to life than love, and I'm just saying this from your perspective. You feel like there's certain things that you have made. Justice also has to do with legal commitments and contracts.
There's
and
at least two other things maybe that you're obligated to.
right, there are things right that you have legal, and even, let's just say, your word is your bond, because swords have to do with communication. There are things that you have promised to do that you have to do, and I think I will be fair. I don't think this person would love you if you was the kind of person that gave them a whole lot of this, and a whole lot of gifts, but didn't keep your word. That's the point. Maybe they love you because you're the kind of person who keeps their word, and you gave your word to someone else. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I looked at this person feels like they're your passion, but it's like you decided to leave them out because I feel like you have a family already. This is the backstory I'm getting for this. Whatever your commitments are, I feel very strongly that it has to do with some other contract or some other group or somebody that you already pledged allegiance to.
So maybe a family.
Yep.
It could be even a common law relationship,
Yep.
because I see that sometimes with the Ten of Cups,
Yep.
because the Ten of Pentacles is the one where there's actual commitment and
Right.
contracts, and the Ten of Cups is you're bound by your emotions.
Yep. And
so it could be common law.
Yeah. I think you made some type of commitment that you felt was solid. Even if that solidity has to do with family and children, there's still love there, and that love could be joint. The joint love is when you have your children involved and there's family members. Maybe you care very deeply about people they're related to, because that's what happens when you're in those kind of relationships. You end up caring about the entirety of the family, not just the person that you're with. You guys have many things in common that create that rainbow. So
you definitely. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to point out that you have the Ten of Cups twice.
Yeah, you do.
So this person really thinks you're that you're happily ever after, that you
Right.
guys belong together.
But the Ten of
There's
Cups
some kind of fairy tale
right.
esque situation going on.
Right, and so that's why I think they're fighting it off, because here's logic, and here is a rainbow, and a rainbow is not real. Okay, so even though they know you guys are their equal, and this is how they feel. Their logic is telling them they have to do what they know, and that's just what it is that for them, or you. They think you're just like, you're throwing this away. This is the best thing that ever happened
magical.
to you.
It almost feels like it's magical,
Or
especially
too good to be true.
Yeah, but especially with that. I just saw this the rainbow.
Wand, yeah.
Well, I'm saying you got a magic wand up there, but it's the rainbow, and then with the Queen of Pentacles, she looks like the leprechaun with the pot of gold at the end of it.
Yeah, there's too much treasure up in here. You throwing all this good stuff away. This person's like, I gotta throw this away. I don't want all of this good stuff. It's not that it's not that you don't want all the good things this person is offering, because you do love them. You think about them and you think that they're your equal. I think it's just that right is right and fair is fair. And something that makes an earth sign, and I'm going to speak up for Tauruses because too many readers talk down to them. Something that makes an earth sign, and especially a Taurus is that, or what makes you love them, is that they stick by their word. One of the things that you love about them is that they say they're going to do something and they do it. And that goes for all things. It's one of the reasons why you hate them too. But this person has some type of previous commitment, and they're going to stick by it until Either the other person relinquishes their hold on the commitment or something else happens, probably the universe. So, what they think you're going to do. What I do want to remark on is that this person that you're with is so so concerned with the goodies,
Well, the emotional aspect
the
of the
emotional
relation.
aspect of it, that they don't really get the logical and logistical aspects of it. What it would take for something like this to happen. Again, there's so much color on this side and so much like this. It's soft. It's a little bit darker here though, right? Kind of blues and grays and even black down here. Whereas this one's like, oh, green and yellow and orange. And it's so abundant on this side, isn't it? It gives me a perspective that this person is very much it might be a water sign because of the way that they're viewing it, also just very romantic, and that
They
just
view it like as if they have colored glasses
glasses.
on.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so what they think you're gonna do about it
Right.
is the Seven of Wands, the
Say
Three
it
of
again.
Pentacles.
Again. Seven of Wands, Seven of
Oh, we have
Wands.
the Seven of Wands twice, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords.
And this one we had to parse out quite a bit. Because
Yeah, because I see that what's coming to me strongly is that Page of Swords, that the size of that chick's sword.
yes.
It's like you want to, they feel like you're, whatever actions you're taking,
I mean,
yeah, the size of that chick's sword is huge.
Yeah.
I don't know how she's even wielding it.
Yep.
But it's
She
feel like
couldn't.
whatever actions that you are taking, you're throwing it in their face. I almost feel like that.
Yeah, and I think about this too. This person deliberately, you feel like this person deliberately chose to walk away from what they wanted for this family. That's what I got that too. So if that's the case, it's almost like they're gonna show and prove that this working with this person, because the Three of Pentacles has to do with working together, and then the Ace of Pentacles putting all the effort into this, this new beginning with their partner, whoever it is that they're with, is to kind of show that it's gonna work, to prove
So just to be clear,
something.
that you're going to stay in your foundation with the 3 and 4, the 3
Mm-hmm.
of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So what they believe is that you're going to stay in this foundation, but partly it's to rub it in their face.
Right, because it's Ace of Swords. It's like to show you, like, because the Seven of Wands. What do you call that card? You call it
The moral high
the
ground.
moral high ground card, and also it's just like he's standing on those wands. This could be people who didn't think that it was going to work. This could be all the challenges that he's gone through in the relationship that he's holding, or that you're holding on to. Because remember, this is what they think that you think. So what they think you're going to do. They think you're going to keep on trying to battle to make this work. To keep on making this relationship that you're holding on to work. You can keep trying to keep it fresh, keep it growing, because Ace of Pentacles happens to be new opportunities and gifts. I think that this is what they think. You're going to keep fighting for this relationship to thrive.
Right, but it's almost with an element of, so there,
Right.
it's gonna work. So
Right,
there,
right, to prove
it's,
something.
Yeah, it's something to prove. It's something against them.
Right, the
rather.
message with that
Right.
Page of Swords, right. Yeah, I definitely could get that too. That Page of Swords is almost like you're going to show everybody. They're going to learn. Everybody's going to know.
Yeah, you can learn
You're going to
today.
know. Right? You're going to learn today. I'm going to make this work.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this work. That's what you're doing. When in reality, this is where you two differ. Because though you are going to make it work, or not that you're going to make it
so
work.
you're in sync with, you're going to make it work and stay in the foundation, but your reasonings, of course, is different.
The way that you're looking at it is...
Okay, it's the Hierophant.
Okay, so this is probably one of the worst depictions of the Hierophant that I've ever seen. And I'm saying this as somebody who usually praises cards. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I personally do not care for this depiction of the Hierophant, but that's the maker's decision. What I will say about it is, with these two people kind of bent down, this is the Hierophant in its darkest element of convention, of obligation. It could be you feel like morally, again, because of this moral high ground. Yes, morality has something to do with why you stay where you are. And you feel bound to that morality. You're going to do what is right. Because if you see he's got the Bible or some type of religious text in one hand and a whip in the other, what's keeping you here is your own sense of what is right.
Right.
Your own sense of what is right is what's keeping you in this particular situation.
But even still, you feel like you're, with that particular Hierophant, you feel like you're bound to your word.
Right. Your word is your bond. It literally. I think there was a Harry Potter when Severus promised. Do you guys remember that? I don't know if you guys have ever seen the last one or second to last one. Severus promised that he was going to protect Draco with his life. It was number 6, actually. and they made it was what they did was
The unbreakable
the
vow.
unbreakable vow. But that
Yeah.
is your word is your bond. That's
Yeah.
literally that's a visual that I want you guys to connect to what we're talking about here and understand that to some degree as a Taurus, that is how they feel when they say, "I'm going to care for you." And I'll give you guys an example. Like, I'm not going to give you guys examples, too personal. But I can understand so strongly making promises to someone to take care of someone else and living by that, because that's how strong it is. It's not just flippant words. It's not just somebody saying I love you and then they don't. They're saying it because they mean it, and that's what they're going to do. Even when they don't always feel it, they're going to do it because that's what they feel is the right thing to do. So you guys are on different pages with motivation. You're looking at it in a different way. You're like, oh, well, if you love me, just be with me, you know? And they're just like, I can't. I promised that I was
Well, I
going
don't
to.
think it's just that simple. They do feel a soul connection with you. So they may feel like they're your soulmate or something of that effect and that they love you. I don't think
Lord.
it's that. I don't think it's flippant in that sense because they're coming up as the queen.
Yeah.
So this is somebody who does love you a lot, but they may not have the sense of responsibility that you have.
Right.
And
Right. There's
yeah,
a lot of responsibility in here. If we've got the Ten of Cups, which has to do with family, and then you've got this is somebody partnering with somebody, but think there are two children that are sitting here. Remember, we look at all of the
right. And
cards.
so you have children in different areas of
And
these
this
cards.
cards.
You have it in the five of
Right.
Pentacles. You have it in the 10 of Cups. Again in the 10 of Cups,
Right.
and here in the 3 of Pentacles.
Right. And so what does it say to these people that they're teaching? Because this person, right? That whenever they feel some kind of way, when you try to teach your children responsibility, even if they don't feel like playing an instrument, if they don't feel like getting up and going to school, and they don't feel like they shouldn't, but that's not what you teach them, do you? You teach them that when they make a commitment that they stick by it. Understand that for an earth sign, and especially a Taurus, because we are the most
Fixed
earthy
earth.
element. Right. If we were earth, we would be a stone. Understand that you're teaching. We're
There's your
teaching.
stone.
There's
That
your
Ace of
gem. There's your
Pentacles.
diamond. Right.
Here's your Ace of Pentacles is the stone. Is the rock.
This is your rock. This is your rock, and this is your diamond. You know, after much work and pressure, it's probably why we're so damn hard headed. And they give us so many challenges. Like, we gotta make you a diamond, but understand that with the most fixed element of earth, when I say something, I mean it with every part of my being. I don't just say it. Before I say it, I make sure that I mean it. Understand that when I've said it, it's because I knew I meant it before I said it. That's what I'm saying to you. So when you're saying just do this because you want to, how against my nature that is.
Against the Taurus nature.
Against the Taurus nature. And this is you. If you're the person watching for the Taurus or you're the Taurus, this is against that person's nature. To make flippant decisions based on errant feelings. Not that they don't love you, but is that real? All of this glamour over here, and then all of this logic and obligation over here.
Well, I don't think it's not real. Just to be clear, I don't think it's not real because you're both coming up as queens, and you got the 2 of Cups, and you got the 10 of Cups twice.
No, I don't think that it's not real. I think that they're saying, is it solid? It's not that they don't love you. You do love this person.
Yeah, but I'm making it clear that you do love this person.
Right. We're not taking that away. They're not delusional. You love this person. But
So,
remember,
cross watchers, they do love you. It's just there's a sense of obligation. There's things that they have to deal with.
Right, and things
And
that they have
before
to
they
do.
can ever be with you.
And this is the sense that I'm getting.
Or
Either
they may
you-
never be with you because of
either-
that sense of obligation.
You may not have known they have a family, or you may have. I'm not going to say that you did or didn't. It comes across strongly here with heart space and head space that you may have known that they had a family. I don't know what they told you about that family. Maybe they told you it was broken. I'm just saying is what I'm getting based on how they feel, like obligated. Maybe they felt like they were in a loveless marriage or something like that. And that might have been where you came in. Something like that, because you're like, well, just leave. Just be happy. We complement each other. You know what I mean? Because that's your heart space. So that's what I think with that. I don't know. Wherever it is that you came into this particular scenario, logic is ruling what, or whatever person you are on this
His
board.
logic is overruling your emotions.
Logic is absolutely winning
or
out over
overruling
emotions.
the Taurus's emotions.
Right. Right. Either is it overruling your emotions or overruling the Taurus's emotions. Whoever was coming here working and watching, that's what's winning out right now. So, that's where they're at. I don't have any snarky or sweet advice for this one. I just say that it gives you a different framework and to look into somebody's mind. You might think that they're broken down like Capricorn's reading, when in fact, or they might think you're broken down over them when in fact you're so glad they're gone. You've celebrated. You did a little dance in your heart. Or you might think this person is throwing away the best opportunity of their lives.
But
But what
they know that they have responsibilities. That
they
they
know that they're doing what they think is the right thing. Okay. So, however it all resonates with you, we kind of enjoyed this reading. We hope you guys do too. If you have any,
hope it's not too confusing.
yeah. So I'm going to repeat what this is. This is how the person you're interested in thinks that you think about them, or in relation to them. Okay. So when they think you're thinking about them, right? They're like, well, I wonder what the childlike empress thinks of me. This is what they think you think of them. But what you actually think is right here on the right row. Okay? And sometimes they're right. Sometimes you guys are in sync and they do know what you're thinking about them. Y'all are in sync, right? And sometimes they're dead wrong. Capricorns was probably the most hysterical opposites. They were totally wrong about everything. But that is what you guys have. So I hope you guys like this spread.
If you did, please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, or comment, because that'll give us a lot more insight than people just pressing lines. Let us know what you like and what you don't like, right? And other than that, we are busy ladies. We're business owners, and we're off to do our next spread. I guess we'll see you guys. Our next one up is going to be air, because I feel like they need some attention. Let's see what time it is. 45, 55. All right, so you guys have a good one, and we are going to go. I'm trying to figure out. Okay.